Hey sexy mamas, I wanted to share a few pointers with you about when you're at that plateau and you're not losing weight, you're not losing fat, and you're wondering what the heck is going on. So I have a few thoughts for you, especially because this has come up repeatedly in different situations for different women who I've coached and whom I have not yet coached. So I want to share a few thoughts with you. Yeah! Ezekiel's excited. Here you go, buddy. So ask yourself these 5 questions. The first is, am I eating enough? If we're not eating enough, we go into what is called starvation mode. So think really hard right now. How long have you been on that calorie deficit diet? And how much energy are you putting into your body? Is it enough to for your body to do what you're demanding of it? So if you're doing all the right things, you know, eating clean, exercising regularly, frequently, lifting weights, doing your high intensity interval training and all that stuff, and you're still not seeing results, or you've been at this plateau for far too long, consider looking at that first. If your diet is already in a good place and you're still not seeing any changes, this does not apply necessarily if you know you're still eating junky foods, or you're still eating processed foods, or you're eating stuff that is really not good for your body. If you are at a steady, let's say you're eating like 1,500 calories or 1,800 or whatever it is, and you're eating good foods, lots of veggies, drinking lots of water, doing all that good stuff, and you're still having trouble losing weight and losing fat, try calorie cycling or carb cycling. And the way that works, because we want to boost our leptin in our bodies so that we can burn fat, and keep our insulin in check at the same time. So what you can do is kind of play around with that a little bit. So let's say one day you're doing 1,500 calories, and then 2 days or 3 days out of the week you boost up to 2,000, and then another day you do a lower calorie. So you can kind of play around with that and see what works for you. You obviously don't want to be walking around hangry all day. That's not pleasant for anybody. Or you could also try carb cycling. So you could have a higher carb day and then a lower carb day, so that your body gets the cue that it's in a refeed, it's getting extra, it's getting a surplus, and then it's like, boom, your metabolism can fire up again. Question number 2 to ask yourself is, am I toxic? And I don't mean you as a person, hopefully you're not a toxic person, but your body, is your body toxic? Because see, what happens is the fat is there to protect us, right? If we don't have that fat, the toxins will go to the more important parts of our body, our organs. So that fat is a nice little buffer for those toxins to go. So what a lot of women experience is, once they start eliminating the toxins and stop putting them into their bodies, they begin to see changes, because the body's like, oh, we can release this fat now because we don't need it to protect our life. So the liver's job is to detox and keep your body running smoothly. All these organs, they just have all these specific and very important functions, and you want to keep your liver in a good working order, because if your liver can't do its job, you're not going to make it. So to detox, first of all, drink lots and lots and lots of water. Okay, I can't stress that enough. We need water. Need it. To really detox, you gotta stop drinking that wine, ladies. Just stop, at least for a period of time. Give it 30 days. I know that seems like a long time. If that is impossible for you, try it for 10 days or 7 days. You can do this, and your health is worth it. And you're working your butt off and just busting your tail, working out, doing all these things, and you're not seeing results, and you're still drinking your wine every night. It's time to ditch the habit, ladies. I'm sorry, there's just no way around it, because alcohol changes our hormone profile, and ultimately it's hormones that tell our body when to store fat and when to release fat, and how much we eat and when we are satisfied eating. So you gotta get those hormones in a nice happy place. It also helps to minimize caffeine. So if you're one of those people that is just downing 10 cups of coffee a day, let's get it down to a modest amount, like 2 or 3. Can we do that? Okay. Another way to help your body detox is to eat a lot of veggies and fruits, but especially veggies. And particularly green veggies, leafy greens. Those are fantastic. You want all that chlorophyll in your body. Love chlorophyll! And I also am trying out the Juice Plus supplements. I don't use a lot of supplements. There are some key ones that I will preach about. But I'm trying out this Juice Plus thing. I'll let you know how it goes. Actually, I had a little sample week and I felt really good on it. And now I'm about to start a double dosage. I guess it's the normal dosage, but anyway. Another helpful way to detox is ditching the processed foods. And again, there is just no way around this. There's no way around this one. You can't expect your body to detox and let go of that stored fat and keep eating Oreos and sugar and just all this stuff that you know is not good for you. You may find it helpful to cut out, at least for a while, the wheat, gluten, and dairy, foods that are just inflammatory, that create an inflammatory response in the body. As much as you can get that out of your diet and you can let the fruits and veggies and the water and all that good stuff do its magic, get those micronutrients into your body, that is where the magic happens. Now, if you're doing all of that and you're still stuck in a fat loss plateau, ask yourself question number 3, which is, am I sleeping? So I know you're a mom, like I get it. I woke up, I think, 5 times last night. It's a crappy quality of sleep, but you know, my thing is I know I have to go to bed a little earlier so that I can kind of plan ahead for those wakeful times, because I don't know from one night to the next if I'm going to be getting a good quality night's sleep, which is tough right now, but it is what it is, and I accept it, and I'm doing what I can to work around it and make things work for me. So what does that look like for you? What can you do to get more sleep and better sleep? Because if we're not getting good quality sleep or we're waking up often, that's another area that I absolutely recommend cutting out the alcohol, because it interferes with your sleep quality. And so do things like looking at blue screens, especially the last hour or 2 before going to bed. So wear blue light glasses. You can get them on Amazon. They look kind of goofy, but totally helps so you can sleep better. As you probably already know, when we are sleep deprived or just lack sleep, even 1 hour less per night than we need, we get more carby food cravings. We just have trouble focusing. Our immune system is suppressed and our cortisol levels go up. And cortisol is not ideal for fat loss. Also, there's this great hormone called the human growth hormone that does this magical thing where it repairs your cells and your body, and it does a lot of this while you're sleeping. Also, did you know that you burn a lot of calories while you're sleeping? So don't let anybody tell you that, you know, you're wasting your time when you're sleeping or you should be exercising instead of sleeping, because sleeping is awesome. So get more sleep and then exercise. The 4th question to ask yourself is, am I stressed out? How are your stress levels? Get real with yourself for a moment. You know what your stress levels are like. So let's talk about that for a second. As you probably know, stress is extremely counterproductive to fat loss. Stress can be a great thing. It can bring us through some really challenging moments and even save our lives. But when we live in a chronic state of stress, it's just no good, you guys. It's no good. We are not meant to live in a chronic, constant state of stress. It's impossible to eliminate stress from our lives, but there are some things that we can do to kind of manage our stress levels, okay? One of those things is definitely to exercise, have an outlet. Another is to sleep more, again, which we just talked about. Sleep is amazing. Another way to manage stress is to work meditation into your day, even if it's just 5 minutes, just to have that little space to reconnect with yourself, with God, with the energy around you. However you do it, work that into your day. There are so many different ways to meditate. If you read my book, Achieving Sexy, there are 5 different ways that I briefly cover in there, and you can try all of those. See which one works for you, and there are even more variations out there in the world, on the internet, just totally accessible. It's absolutely worth doing, and then it'll be natural, just like brushing your teeth or drinking your water when you wake up in the morning. The 5th question to ask yourself is, am I on medication? Or what medication am I on? Because so many medications have a side effect of weight gain, although some people do experience that even though they're not gaining weight on their medication, they're having trouble losing weight. And again, this is because medications often affect hormones. So talk to your doctor if you're on a medication that affects your hormones. It could be antidepressants, birth control. Whoa, buddy. Are you okay? Are you good? Okay. There's so many different mainstream medications today that are very popular, affect hormones and weight loss. So talk to your doctor about adjusting doses if it's possible. If it's not possible, focus more on feeding your body nutrient-dense food and getting your body moving, and not so much on the outcome of fat loss. So hopefully that's not the case for you. That's a lesser common situation. So if you're having trouble losing fat or losing weight and you're at a plateau, ask yourself those questions. Are you eating enough? Are you sleeping enough? Is your body toxic? Are you stressed? And are you on medications? So I hope that this has been helpful in some way. I'd love to hear your feedback, your stories, any experiences that you've had in overcoming your own plateaus in regards to one of these 5 areas, or any other areas that you find relevant. All right, I have to go because the babies are like about to knock down the door. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you sexy mama soon.